Ward feeling good about camp and his offense. Take a listen.
I think we honestly have the ability to be a top 10 offense, but also it goes on every guy in that huddle, including myself, bringing the right mindset every day. And us also playing together. I think that's the biggest thing is that we always play together. We never point fingers at each other on both sides of the ball. And we just got to always have that mindset that we can be the best offense in the NFL.
Okay, so here is historically, recent history, top 10 offenses in the last 10 years by rookie quarterbacks. Wow. Jaden had the 5th best. Bo Nix had the 10th. Mac Jones, no one remembers it. That's why I was so optimistic. Now
I remember it all the time.
6th best.
Another Bo Nix, Mac Jones corollary.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He's like Dak Prescott. That's pretty good. On the flip side, though, it's not always peaches and cream here. Caleb had the 28th best. Bryce was tied for last. Trevor, dead last. Brew, do you like this mentality, or do you like this from Cam Ward?
I love it. I love hearing this from him. He's a serious guy. He's not one to just say crazy things. So I think when he says this, his teammates really take it seriously. He went on, I watched the whole thing.
Of course.
He went on and he was raving about the offensive line and how much they protected. Now, it's not a great, I don't think it's a great offensive line. It wasn't last year.
Titans offensive
but
line.
I do like
for years.
I think he can make it that perhaps because he is a good O-line coach. But if I'm on the offensive line and I heard the way he was talking about how we protect him, how much faith he has in us, I'm like ready to run through a wall for this guy. I do think they got some weapons. Like Ridley has been down a little. Well, with Ridley at one time, he's not old. At one time, he was good. He was derailed.
Tyler Lockett.
Of course, Tyler Lockett.
Van Jefferson.
And then you got Tony Pollard in the backfield.
Oh, my.
I'm not sure where I'm going with the Titans. But it is rustling around in my brain that they might be a worst to first this year.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. You know, I liked them last year. They were physical, coach. They were a bad team. You didn't want to play though. They beat you. If they had won that game against the Bears in the opening week that Will Levis gave away, who knows what would happen?
We do know. They would have had one more win. We do.
That was the Will Levis era.
The Will Levis era is over. We've stumbled on it this last week. There is nothing in football that we view more differently than how good are a team's weapons. We went to war 2 days ago about is a team with Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle have good weapons. Now I'm hearing Van Jefferson and Tyler Lockett.
It was not about McCaffrey and Kittle at all.
No, but it was about their weapons.
Strictly about the wide receivers.
I mean, I don't look at the Titans as having a good group of weapons. I don't even look at them as having average weapons. I think if you have one good play, like established good guy, good receiver in Calvin Ridley, and an average, slightly above average running back in Tony Pollard, and then a bunch of guys. Like that's
okay. And a good offensive line.
Again, they have a good offensive line coach. We have never seen that. Right. And last year it led to a terrible offensive line. I would be surprised if they have a top 10 offense in the AFC.
Yeah.
I would be surprised. Wow.
I'm not saying they have a top 10. I'm just saying I like what he said.
Yeah, I hate what he said. I like what he said. Wow. I like what he said after he said top 10 offense.
So about the O-line.
Yeah, I like what he said about working hard and everybody, all that stuff. You don't need to predict. You don't need to predict. You're not Nostradamus. You haven't played a snap of NFL football. The preseason doesn't count. Don't make any predictions. There's this guy in Chicago who told the punter, "Don't worry, you're not going to have to punt it all this season."
But he said, that's very different. We're not going to punt a lot, and we have the ability.
Yeah, especially because Caleb said his via private text, not at a podium.
No.
Stop. This is ridiculous. I love what Cam Ward said, and it is completely different. Okay? Caleb was coming up from a place of conceit. All right? Cam Ward is coming from a place of belief, trying to inspire, trying to be a leader, trying to create a new culture there. There is a fundamental difference. Now, I'm going to be consistent because I do like when this stuff is more private. So I do get that you don't always want to share these things publicly. I get that. But that's kind of like not how Cam Ward is. I mean, he's a very serious, focused person. And so they ask him a question, he's just going to like kind of just like answer it. Right? Like that's part of what he will learn and grow and understand the other aspects of talking to the media. He's not interested in any of that stuff though. I mean, like he reminds me of Kevin Durant where he's just like, I just want a ball, man. Like I don't want to have to deal with any of this type of stuff. You know, and he'll learn that like things get crazy with the media and the conversations and all of that, and he'll evolve and grow at that as well. But like he's not coming from a place where he's just like, just wait. I'm great. We're amazing. We're about to take over. Like that's not the place that he's coming from. So there is a fundamental difference. And he is trying to inspire and motivate and lead. And I love that. And again, he's coming from a place of seriousness. I mean, you just saw the way how he was given, you know, when he was addressing the media. Like, he's just focused and serious, and they're asking him questions, and he's answering them. And he's saying that we have the ability to be a top 10 offense. Not that we will be a top 10 offense. He's pretty much saying, like, hey, man, we can do it. And then he's praising the weapons, and he's praising the O-line. He's trying to instill belief into this locker room, into this culture, into this team, this coaching staff. The Chicago Bears didn't need that, actually. There was plenty hype in there. Caleb Williams didn't need to reset the culture or this or that. Like, people were excited about the pieces there. They were saying it was the best, you know, team that a rookie quarterback's ever gone to. So no one needed to be inspired or motivated or needed like a change in perspective in that locker room. The whole thing was Caleb was here. He's the solution. He's the answer. Cam Ward's coming here and saying, I'm here, but we got work to do. We got work to do. I'm just a piece of the puzzle. I am not the answer. No, there is no the answer. We were all in this together. And that's literally what he's saying. And he's already being a leader. You see him giving talks to everyone, rallying everyone. If he's upset with something, he's talking to people. Like, he's connected to this team. They asked Caleb Williams to be a leader, and he told people to pick up the trash, which I support, 100%. But, like, there was other aspects that you could lead. And so Cam Ward's doing it all. So, like, to try to pull him down or knock him down for something like this, I just don't think it's fair. Again, I understand about the public comments, and I am very firm on that. Like, I do love when people talk less publicly like that. I do, and I get that, especially when you're putting like concrete stuff like this, like we could be this, we could be that, and all of that. And I do prefer it to be said a little bit privately. But I care especially when you're established, when you are Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, right? Like when you're established, I'm like, well, why are you saying this right now? Or Dak Prescott even, right? He's established and he is trying to hit the reset button on this, and it's like, nah, your seasons have ended very weirdly over the last few years. Don't say this stuff publicly right now. Like, what are you doing? Don't say that. There's ushering in a new era with Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans. They're hitting an absolute massive reset button here. So it's just like I'm so much more okay with it. I'm more open to that type of thing, and I'm also more forgiving when I see who it's coming from and how it's being said. And I always think to myself, if I was his coach, if I was his friend, if I was his boy, like, if there was something where it's just like, I'm part of his inner circle, and I would be like, yo, man, that's great, and I love that, but like, maybe you don't need to say that stuff out loud. Like, just be like, I'm excited. I think we could be really great this year, and I'm really motivated. Like, don't put like a number on it. Don't use things like top 10, this or that. Like, you don't have to be like secretive either. Like, you could still be charming and talk, but like, just be like, we have the ability to really feel, to really get this offense going this year. We feel real connected right now, and I'm excited to see what we can do. This O-line has been giving me so much protection in practice and whatnot. Like, I'm excited. I love this group of guys. I can't wait. Just be a little bit more vague. You can still inspire. You can still motivate. You can still encourage. And then behind closed doors, when it's just you and the team, then you can start saying top 10 offense and doing all that type of stuff. Like that's fair game, but like, just kind of keep it separate. And then there you go, boom, they are. It's doesn't have to be any deeper or complicated than that. But like I said, I would be harsher on him if he came out and there was clearly just this conceit and there's overconfidence. Like, that is what Caleb did. Even though it was done privately, it was like, yeah, man, you ain't gonna punt now. And it was just like, ugh, chill. There's a difference. If you can't see the difference, I don't know what to tell you. It's just, this color's blue, this color's green. I don't know how to explain the color to you. You either see it or you don't. And so I really, really like these comments, and I think it's something that a team like the Tennessee Titans need, honestly, and the coaching staff needs. That's what I think. I don't think the Buffalo Bills need it. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles need it. I do not think the Dallas Cowboys need it, right? It's like I can go through all the teams. I do not think the Chicago Bears need it this year or last year. There's a difference. There's a time and a place for some of these things. And so, yeah, man, we don't have to harp on this any longer. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Cam Ward's comments? That they have the ability to be a top 10 offense, Tennessee Titans. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.